All right, so today we're working on the AC compressor. Yesterday I was mulching and the air conditioner quit. So I don't know, I looked behind me for some reason and I seen smoke. So I was like, oh no. So I immediately turned the machine off, jumped out, and then opened the rear door. And this is what I've seen. So it melted the plastic cover, the clutch, when the AC compressor locked up or went out or whatever, causing that to heat up and then melt, and then that was like almost catching on fire. So I'm going to replace the AC compressor, the expansion valve, the dryer, got a new belt, and then Freon, and then oil for the new compressor, which is still in the truck. So I will update you on this process if you ever have to change the AC compressor or expansion valve or anything else on a Kubota SVL 75-3. Okay, so I got both. I got the Freon drain from the system. I unhooked the high and low side lines. And we'll move these up out of the way for now. And then to pull this compressor off, you pull off 1, 2, 3, and then there's another bolt back right there, and then this whole assembly will come off, and then you can pull the compressor off and everything. It's just so much easier to get to. Alright, so like I said, I got the whole assembly off, and then there's only this one wire that plugs in. You'll have to disconnect right here. So, and then you just unbolt the compressor from this bracket. You got 1, 2, 3. Unbolt those 3 bolts, and then the whole compressor comes off. Alright, I forgot to video where the dryer was, but it actually goes in this bracket like this, and then I'll show you where the bracket mounts to the side and goes inside to here where your arm goes, and then it just sets back in that little hole where all your hydraulic hoses are. But I had to remove this wiring and stuff, and then all these boxes and fuses and stuff that mount up in there. So I just moved those out of the way. I took the battery out. And then this line here, and this line, both of these connect to the top of your dryer, and then it just comes out. So once you get the battery out, it's simple to get to. It comes right out. But I'll update you on the process of everything going back in so you can see the how it mounts and everything. Okay, so now I'm looking for the expansion valve. And I cannot find anything online other than it's, by the evaporator. So I guess what I'm going to do is come inside here and take this top thing out and see if I can notice anything in there, because I found where the the lines run up into the cab, but I don't see where the expansion valve is. And then, you know, on the diagram on Kubota's website, it just shows it, you know, connecting by the blower and the evaporator and stuff, so it don't give you an actual like detail of where thing is. So I'm gonna pull all this stuff out, I guess, and find out where it is, and then you guys can just watch this video and won't have to do all this unnecessary work if for some reason it's not back there. So I'll let you know what I find. Okay, well, I got all that out, and you can't see the expansion valve, but what you can see is the top of the evaporator. So if yours ever gets dirty and it needs to be cleaned out, you can actually blow the stuff back down through it, because the other side is where it would be dirty, because this is your filter going in, and then your air comes back through there and then runs back up through your evaporator, and your cold air will come out of here and then filter through, go through your vents, and then out through your air vents. So if you ever need to clean yours, it's easy to access. You just pull that top piece of plastic off on the back of the cab and then blow yours out. A lot easier than like on the 97-2s and stuff. It's a nightmare to access all that stuff. So pretty simple design, other than it's not what I'm looking for. So I'm going to put this back in and get all this stuff put back together, and then I'll raise the cab and see if we can find it underneath. All right, so I got the cab lifted up, traced all the hoses back, and I believe I'm gonna have to remove this box, and I think that's where everything is located. So I'll get that off there and let you know. All right, so I got that black box removed, and I found the expansion valve. Pretty simple to get to, actually. It's on, I guess if you're sitting in the machine, it'll be on the right side of it. And there it is, right there. So that was just a whole bunch of 10mm bolts that went all the way around here and sealed this off. That's got your evaporator, then your heater core and stuff in it. So pretty simple. I think they actually did a better job redesigning these on the Dash 3 models than they did on the older ones. So I'm going to go ahead and get that pulled off, and that'll be the last thing that I need to pull before I can flush the system out. Alright, so I got all the lines flushed out with this Power Clean and Flush. So flushed out the this one and this one. This run, or no, I'm sorry, these two right here, that runs back up to the AC condenser, which is on top of the radiator. And then you have this bigger one, and then this one, which runs up into the cab to your expansion valve and to your evaporator. And so I flushed them both ways, and then ran compressed air through it. And then up here you can see that's the line going into the evaporator. Flushed both of those. So the system is completely clean. Now it's time to go back with, put our expansion valve in, put our dryer in, and then we can put oil in our compressor, bolt it up, and close the system back up, and then start to pull vacuum on it. So I'm gonna start putting everything back together, and I'll show you the process as I do each step. Okay, so I got all the lines flushed. I got the expansion valve put back in, got the lines hooked up tight. So the only thing left on here is I have to put this black cover. It covers this whole box. It's got your heater core and your evaporator in it. So I'll do that in a little bit, but I want to get all this buttoned up so I can start pulling vacuum on the system, and then I can go back and just put this box on. So I'll show you the dryer installed. Okay, so it actually, you're looking at the motor right here around this corner. That's where your dryer is. So you can pull this whole thing out by just pulling these two bolts, removing the battery and then pull these two bolts, and then this whole bracket and everything will come right out, and it's easy to work on. And then those two bolts right there, that just clamps around the dryer, so it'll slide right out once you loosen those up. And then we have all this electrical stuff here that'll clamp back in, clamps here, and then this bracket here that mounts like that. So we'll get all that put back on, and then we'll move on to putting the compressor on. Okay, I got the AC compressor on. I put it on this whole bracket first, and then I installed the whole unit as a one. So there's just, to put this bracket back on, there's these three bolts here in front. So 1, 2, 3, and then that bolt right back there, and then you can install this whole unit, and then you just have this one plug right there for the compressor itself. So tightening up your belt, all it is a 12 millimeter here. You loosen it off and it moves this pulley down, and then tighten it up. Tightens your belt. Pretty simple. That's it. So I got vacuum, been pulling vacuum on it for the past, like, I don't know, 3 hours or so. I had to run to town, go to football scrimmage. So I've had vacuum pulled on this whole time. Still got to install the battery, and then I think we're ready for Freon. So I'll update you after we get some Freon in it. All right, so I got that cover back on, covering all that. Everything's done. So I'm about to lower the cab back down. Had vacuum pulling on it for at least 3 hours, whatever. I got clutch or the AC compressor on, got oil in it, got the belt on and tight, got all the electrical stuff all hooked back up in place, got the battery back in. So I think now we are ready for Freon. And hopefully some ice cold air. All right, we got her blowing. Well, it's about 45 or so, and that's with the door open. So, call her good. Get her filled up full of Freon. There's, if you're not aware how much Freon to go in it, there's a sight glass right here. The way to do that is there shouldn't be any air bubbles in that at all. So if it's low, you'll see every once in a while, you'll see a little bubbles go through. And so you just need to add a little more Freon until that's completely solid and you can't see, it's just clear. And then that's the perfect amount. But, so there's your complete video of the AC system on a 2024 Kubota 75-3. If you have any questions, I guess leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer. Thank you.